we've got a guest.
We do have a guest.
Why don't you introduce the guest for us?
We have Blair, who works here in my office.
Does Blair have a last name?
Blair does have a last name.
Blair Patterson with Clinton Wilkins Mortgage Team.
Oh, there you go. Blair Patterson, Clinton Wilkins Mortgage Team. What's it like to work for Clinton, Blair? I want you to be honest. Pretend he's not here. Let's say you and I are out having a chat. We're having a coffee.
I can just go.
He's not even here. Blair, what's Clinton really like? I mean, I heard, what's he like?
Every day is extremely busy. Clinton is the life of the party, and what you see is what you get.
Oh, there you go. That sounded almost
That was
scripted.
good. That was good feedback. That was right off the cuff too.
How'd you get into the industry, Blair?
I've always been curious about mortgage origination, and I was in the Navy before. I made the switch, and now working with Clinton.
That's quite a transition.
Yes, but it's been very helpful just because we have so much Navy population here that I'm able to help out the community a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of good contacts there. Yeah,
a huge D&D population here in Halifax between Navy and really the Air Force.
Yep.
I always say I'm like 10% of our clients are either military or know someone that's in the military. I would say plus, which is great. And I mean, there's so many good programs out there now.
Yep. Clinton, why'd you want to have Blair in today?
Well, today it's July, and July is one of our favorite times of the year. It is Pride and Homeownership. Pride is happening here just in a couple of days, and we're excited. This is the very first time where our office is going in the parade, which I think is awesome.
When is the parade?
The parade is the 20th, right? It's Saturday the 20th?
Yeah, on the 20th.
It's on the 20th. And for those of you who have seen us driving our Bronco around, we have a branded Bronco, a Clinton Wilkins Mortgage Team Bronco. Amanda drives it around. We actually dolled the Bronco up in Pride decaling. We have made it really beautiful for the parade.
Yep.
And everyone from the office and a few of our friends and family are going to be walking in the parade, which I think is going to be really, really awesome. There was really no parade last year. There was no parade last year, and Pride really didn't happen. So we're excited to participate. We've participated in lots of Pride activities over the years. We've done like a homeownership workshop out on the terrace at 5151 George. We've done workshops online, and during COVID, I think Todd, you hosted one. We did a Pride live stream as well, and I think it's just so important. One thing about Pride is, especially in Halifax, I mean across the country, homeownership is challenging. I think it's very challenging for, people in the queer community as well. And this was an issue before even the housing, really crunch happened. And, I think people struggle with identity and a safe place to live and, affordability. And I think homeownership in the community is very low compared to where it would be in the heteronormative community.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
I think for a variety of reasons. I don't know. Blair, what do you think?
Yeah, Blair, what's your thoughts on this?
I don't know. I think when you're part of like a marginalized part of a society, it can be difficult to want to participate. And with the price of everything, it's just difficult to get into homeownership, and you have to look for alternatives. Yeah.
As far as having kind of lived experience with this, is this something that people who have experienced that and they can deal with people who have had that lived experience, do you think that helps some of your clients?
Yeah, absolutely. When someone comes to us, they can feel comfortable being with us, using their right pronouns, and getting the advice that they deserve. Yeah.
Do you run across anybody ever who is difficult at all, or perhaps acts in a way that you would feel is not appropriate when it comes to one-on-one doing business?
I've never had that experience. I think Halifax is a very inclusive spot, and as the population grows, even more so. But I know that attitude can be out there, so it's important that, if I ever did have that, I wouldn't want to work with that client.
Clinton, what about you? I mean, you
19 years.
You're a brash guy. You're out there. You take a lot of chances. You're the consummate entrepreneur. I got a lot of respect for you. And maybe some people...
I've received some hate.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably some people have you received hate.
Trust me, I've been on the national news, and, I've had people send me nastygrams. For me, I have very, very thick skin.
Yep.
And, it doesn't bother me. I do not feel myself that I'm marginalized. But, it's still not okay. Yeah. And we've so far to go. And I think... Yes, Halifax is very inclusive, and Nova Scotia, I think, is very progressive compared to other areas of the country, North America, etc. But we're still not there.
Yep.
And, I hear, news stories. There was one recently of, a politician, things happening. And we think that we've made it so far that you don't need pride anymore, that, queer people are just so, accepted, but we're not really there. And I think specifically in the housing space, it's challenging.
Yep.
I've been doing this for 19 years, and I remember the days where underwriters would write me if we had 2 men on a file or 2 women on a file, or if we didn't have the pronouns correctly, like in our underwriting platform, and they would come back and ask like very specific questions to be, what's the relationship between these 2? Well, they're lovers. Like what more do you need to know? We have the credit, we have the income, we have the assets. Why does the relationship really matter? And, we've talked about this before where, in some cases they think married people are a safer credit risk than maybe 2 people that are single. It's like maybe marriage is stickier. But, what is it? 60% of marriages end in divorce anyway. It doesn't matter if it's a queer marriage or a heterosexual marriage. It's, the same type of situation. And, things have certainly moved a long way. I'm not getting these questions anymore. But let me tell you, there was a lot of pushback, in maybe the early days. And I'm talking like, 15, 20 years ago. We're talking about the pushback. And I think it is a lot better now, but it's still not there 100%.
Yeah. Blair, you mentioned you had a Navy background.
Yes.
What years were you in the Navy?
2013 to 2016.
Okay, 2013, 2016. What was the atmosphere like? What was the culture like in the Navy at that time?
It certainly changed a lot from when I had first joined, but it is a very difficult environment.
I would think kind of a macho environment and all that goes with that, So, but it is evolved, and you talk to your clients are from the military, and are you finding that the culture is changing?
Yeah, when I was leaving, the culture was, be yourself, grow your hair longer, piercings were allowed. Yeah. And just more open. So things are changing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting because how does change happen? It happens incrementally. Like nothing happens.
It's not overnight.
Like you don't go from here to here, right?
No.
And I think even like you and I have been doing the show now for 5-6 years, right? And I would think that having us have this dialogue and doing this on the airwaves on City News 95.7 and online and all of that helps move the needle, I would think.
I think so. I think we've broken down some barriers over the time, and I'm glad we're talking about things like this. We were talking with our producer before we started the show, and I think queer people in general, we're living on the peninsula, and we were talking about like where is a hot place to live? Like where is it cool? Where is it going to be safe? And, where is it going to be a affordable and a secure place for people to live? And I don't have the answer. Like, I think it's challenging. I think that I'm going to say the old days, maybe not that long ago, on the peninsula was the place to be, in the North End, in the Hydrostone. But that has just become so unaffordable for so many people. I think community is in a lot of different places. I think that there's a really good queer community in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, believe it or not.
Yep.
That's way outside of Halifax. You're not having access, to resources and all those and all these things. And I think community has really changed over the years.
Sure.
And I think that in a lot of ways, queer people have had to kind of integrate into this heteronormative lifestyle. If you've liked what you've heard and you want to learn more, feel free to visit us online at teamclinton.ca.